sure to be a packed-out Campoli Court in the ONU Sports Center here in Ada. Mike Curran and David Manziel and a host of folks coming to take in some Saturday afternoon OAC basketball. It is terrible outside. You might blow away if you go out there. Why not come inside here in Ada and have a chicken sandwich and watch some basketball?
I know, they do a great job here. They got the Chick-fil-A for us here. They got lots of high schools visiting, lots of people here to watch this big game. We're excited to see what Ohio Northern can do on this. What are they, a 5-game win streak?
Yep, a 5-game win streak after dusting Bolton Wallace here on Wednesday night, 86-64. Will Measy with 18 points in the game, his 8th double-figure game of the year. But a coach in Damon Goodwin who's one of the all-time leading scorers in St. Mary's history, the 4th leading scorer. He had just a whale of a career before he went to Dayton and had himself a career. He's been the head coach way before you were born. 29 years at Capital, and he's got a team coming in that is got a local flavor to it, and I always enjoy this game. Last year, Capital came in here and won. They have won the last handful of games in this series, but you get local kids who played against each other, played with each other in high school, and it brings a really neat element to a Saturday afternoon in Ada.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like you said, tons of local people here, people that have played each other before. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses. So it'll be exciting to see what this matchup brings. Like you said, Capital's won 7 straight, so Ohio Northern's definitely looking to break that streak. I think they've got the keys to do it this game. I mean, they've again, like I said, 5-game win streak. Capital's coming off a loss. This might be the chance for ONU to snap this streak.
You look at Northern, and they have not really fared well in the series, 84-63 in Capital's favor. But as we take a look to our Keyhole Pizza keys for the game for today, looking at what Capital has to offer, Coach Goodwin was nice enough to provide early on in the week. A handful of thoughts that, you know, he said this is a good Northern team. They're very young. They want to get out. They want to run. And if you look at what we have to do, we've lost 2 in a row. We have to be able to handle their ball pressure and reduce our turnovers, make contact with our box outs, and defend, maybe hit a couple of shots. Coach Young on the other side for Ohio Northern and their Keyhole Pizza keys to the game talks about being able to execute the motion offense against the physicality that the Comets will bring, and I still have to break myself and not say Crusaders. Win the offensive rebound battle, get an extra possession, turn it into something, execute in the defensive side against ball screens, dribble handoffs, and there you see also be able to limit 3-point shooters. So big thanks to both coaches for providing a look at their keys to the game for today. We've got the national anthem on the way back here inside the Sports Center. When we come back, starting lineup times here at Ada on NK Telco Sports. Nine and 5 are the Capital Comets, 3 and 4 in the OAC, the same record that the Polar Bears come in sporting here in a conference play. Ohio Northern at 8-6 overall after 5 straight wins. And a look at Coach Neil Young as you look inside the Capital bench. Neil in his second year at 18-21, at 146 and 142 overall. But the Comets come in, and I talked about Damon Goodwin, that he has got a lineup that can flat out fly. His starting lineup, he's got Alex Ike, the Marion local Flyers, 6'2 junior at 7 points a game, wearing a 3. Carter Combs, he can fill it up, the redshirt junior at 6'2, wearing 13. Don McGorley at 20, a 6'5 junior. McCain Finkenbein representing the Anna Rockets at 11 points a game, wearing 24. And Baden Forup, we'll talk about scorers. This is a kid that can straight out get it. 14 points a game for the 6'7 freshman, wearing a 32. Ohio Northern's got some guys that can flat out run, though, on their own. The Audubon product in Will Miller, you saw come across wearing 2. A 6'2 sophomore, 1,000-point scorer at Audubon. Blake Michael wears 4, a 6'3 junior, averaging 6 points a game. Carter Reese, all he does is put up nearly 20 points a game. This kid flat out shoot the basketball, 15, wearing 15, but he's almost 19 a game during conference play. 6'3 freshman, Johnny Cunningham, 11 points a game, the 6-foot freshman wearing 21, and rounding out the Polar Bears starting lineup for the white jerseys tonight. Hayden Jacoby wearing 34, a 6'8 freshman, and when you look at all the 10 guys on the floor, who's the one you stand out and say, that guy has a big game, his has a
Well, look at Jacob. He's leading the OAC in field goal percentage. He's leading them at 65.9, almost 66% from the field. In a lot of efficient, open look, especially the paint. You know, he's a big guy. So we're looking to see a big game from him. And I think the rest of the Ohio North will follow suit.
Cap starts out with a basketball as Forup tip. Bright purple jerseys, averaging 77 points a game, and Forup right up into the Audubon student section. I joke their head coach got a back against the rock that pretty much brought the entire student section well above 5%. That did not help Alex Dyke at Marion local. All confident pick, first turnover. Not really surprised anybody watched the Polar Bears. Will Miller was
Will Miller to this offense as well as the defense too. I mean, he's getting good steals as well as points. You see him passing it around there as well.
One of the all-time assist leaders at Audubon with his first year, Blake Michael running the floor perfectly. The recipient of that basket. So good start for ONU. Ike works off the sleeve and back up top. He originally thought about going to Northern, but found himself after being offered. His first offer came from Ohio Northern. Visited down there at Capital, said he really liked the Columbus area, something I'm sure you can attest to, but he did the reversal of what you did. He went to Capital.
Yeah, you know, I spent too much time in Columbus, grew up there, decided I want to get up here in the cornfields, but I get it. I get it going down to Columbus. I got a good program over there at Capital, but some good defense there by Ohio Northern to get the rebound. Now they got Will Miller over to Cunningham.
That is what is so big about this Northern team, is their ability to move the basketball. As a good rebound for Caden Jacoby. Able to work, hits the cutter, but a turnover. That'll happen when a purple jersey steps in front of you. End-to-end for Finkenbein. His miss cleaned up by Forup.
Well, ONU, they've got to get in front, get boxed out there. Easy look for number 32 to get that put back in.
Yeah, 7 rebounds a game for that young man, and he uses his size and uses it well. As Jacoby in a little hook shot floater. He got those to go on back-to-back possessions on Wednesday. Just won't drop here yet.
Yeah, slow start so far, but, you know, got a lot of basketball left to play.
Same little give and go through the heart of the defense. And a 4-point run in the last minute. That's going to be Don McGorley. Big Mo with the big momentum for his team.
I mean, 6'4", 205. I mean, he's just a big guy. He's a big force going through the paint.
ONU with back-to-back turnovers, each team in the 14-a-game realm. And this is going to be the kind of game, traditionally it's been a 3 to 5 point game the last 4 or 5, that you need that extra possession. It was 53-50 last year in Columbus. And a 70-plus point outing here is a strip by Carter Reese. One possession might define it. Inside, reverse layup, good. And if you had the first 4 points of the game being scored by Blake Michael for ONU, you are a smarter man than I because he only averages 6.
You know, I was thinking Reese, you know, he's been fire up till this point. I figured he'd start letting them fly as soon as he got on the court, but Michael's done a great job leading this offense through the first couple minutes.
Carter Combs had his best game to open the year at 19 points in the season opener. He also had a game where he had 8 assists this year, but dribble drive, can't stop straight lines, can't play good defense, I guess. Reese for 3 offline, and ONU at one point the other night as Cunningham with a rebound keeps it alive. Miller open 3. Had hit 7 straight shots, including 5 triples, to make it a 34-17 halftime lead the other night, but they're not falling the same way here. On the pull-up.
Deep
Good
three there.
Lord. Finkenbein, the all Shelby County League selection at Anna, lifts off like the Rockets. He's in a terrific class, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Has been on point so far. Except for Ohio Northern, that's for sure. Another
it's like
turnover
football
there.
season when the Rockets won their state title. He just reached out and touched somebody. Great block by Cunningham as he leads the break. And the first foul at 15:57 on Capital. But this game, I think, is interesting so far because it's got kind of a broken cadence to it. There's nobody that's really kind of established their own rhythm.
I know, a lot of back and forth here, really, you know, lots of turnovers, lots of good defensive possessions. Offense hasn't really been clicking for Ohio Northern, but their defense has been there, both teams as well.
Studer and Langford and Conley, oh my, all in for the Bears here with a deficit of 5. Ryan Seaver, the Audubon product, in for the first time. Played 1 year of soccer at 6'7", joking with his coaches that thank God he wasn't the goalie. And a kid that, you want to talk about tough, you see the knee brace on his left, missed a full year or so with that injury, and he's one of the best kids probably on this team as he dumps inside. Talked about him long enough, he missed a shot.
I mean, you got to give a guy some credit coming back from a knee injury like that, you know, being able to come back, be in the same form that he was before. It's something to talk about with these guys.
This happens to be on the same team that Will Miller was on, and Josh Turbin, the all-time leading scorer at Audubon, who was at the University of Finley.
Not too far from here.
The 2 guys on Alex Ink, and he says, I'm not really bothered by any of this. Now 11-4. This is how Capital season's gone, too.
Easy lay-in for Jacoby there.
First 2 did not come from Blake Michael. Oliver has got to do that as the walking refrigerator and Justin Nixon. 6'5", 235, and repping the Minster Wildcats about to come in. I know this because he blocked out my view for a second. Ike on the pull and kick to Daryl Cooper. His triple up and good. And that's one of those things, if certain guys get hot, you're in trouble. He hit just 2 out of 6 on the year before that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some players, they don't have the best games, and then all of a sudden they just come out and start firing on all cylinders. So you got to be careful of that, especially with a guy like Cooper being able to hit those threes.
Reese from downtown, and I mean downtown Ada, somewhere near the square. Capital gets a timeout as the Bears cut it to 5. It's a precision strip timeout here on MK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here inside Campola Court, the ONU Sports Center. You look what the Bears have done in this series. They've been much better here inside the Sports Center than what they have kind of been overall against Capital. I told you that Capital is controlling the series, but here in Ada, 40-31, ONU in Ada, but 27-19 since this building opened. Good spacing on the floor. Seaver creating the opportunity, but the miss from more Gurley. Ike, baseball pass. He did a year of that at Marion Local. Air ball or a pass to Seaver?
Looked like an air ball to me.
The answer's wrong either way. Carson Conley with a block. On the pull-up, Studer hit 3 of those the other night that looked exactly the same from the opposite wing from where he's standing.
Yeah, those wing threes are crucial. Another one here.
Polar Bears can't be doing real well from 3 right now. Studer got his man up, and Nixon blocked it from behind. Now looking for a little 2-on-1 showtime, and the former MAC Player of the Year with 2. I think that's what makes Capital hard to defend, is they have 7 scorers, each with 1. Miller with a turnaround off the front of the rim, but they're so dangerous because it's not all straight line drives, it's not all wing shots, it's not all backdoor passes. David Goodwin's forgotten more about basketball than I ever hoped to know. They do a little bit of everything as Northern with the tie-up says, we'll go ahead and take that ball back, thank you.
Yeah, like you said, Capital's done a really good job spacing the floor and, working out those different offensive schemes so that Ohio Northern really has just been on their heels since the start of the game.
Another precision strip timeout, 13:09 to go here in the first half in Ada, and we'll stay here. And you look at the coaching staff of the Brain Trust for Ohio Northern. This always makes me laugh because let's go figure out what we're doing, then let's go tell the kids.
Yeah, that's always a weird thing to be in those coaches' huddles. I mean, I'm not a coach. I couldn't call myself a coach, but the things they plan up, the things they scheme, I'm sure these guys are looking, especially Ohio Northern, looking for something to get this offense going because, like you said, they're already down 7 and, 6 minutes or 13 minutes to go here. So they really got to pick it up if they want to keep this one close before Capital pulls away.
I tried to be a coach, but 2K keeps firing me.
Yeah, no, see, I was the GM, but I got fired too. My draft picks weren't up to par like they thought they should be, so.
I thought I was signing an extension, and my little virtual guy ran out with his head down. How'd that happen?
Did you get the press conference cutscene too, where they told you how bad you were?
Yeah, I always picked the wrong one.
There you go.
They said, what's the right answer? That's not it. I talked a little bit about about Ryan Seaver and about, kind of the adversity that he's gone through, having 2 torn ACLs, having to play one of the most humble kids that you can talk to. And I actually joked with him earlier that I saw him a couple weeks ago at Audubon. He was shooting half-court shots, the pay $1, shoot the shot gimmick, and he airballed the first one. Now, he doesn't want me to tell you this story, but he hit the next 2 with no problem. He said, talk about that more than the airball. He said, there's no way I'm telling the story without the airball.
Oh, no, you have to put that one in there. It's the best part.
And a good creation by Langford. And you can just see, kind of from our vantage point, about the despondency on his face of, I had to work so hard, I didn't get to go anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Langford, he's got to work a little extra hard, only 5'10", a little bit smaller than the rest of the guys out there, but you can tell he works hard and he gets those open looks, even though he has to work a little bit harder than those bigger guys.
Also, I think he's winning the shoe game. Miller fights his way to the basket for 2. Getty had what was then a career-high 20 last year against Capital. Capital back the other way and a hearty throw over the top. Nixon trying to work down on Hayden Hansen. Little show him the ball trick. And don't feel bad, Hayden Hansen, because he did that to a lot of kids in the Midwest Athletic Conference.
Yeah, Nixon, he's a force for sure. He's big, he's tall, and just one bump, and he's got enough space to get that hook off every time.
ONU 1 for 6 from 3 so far.
Yeah, not
being
looking
outscored through the first 25. But the one big number is points in the paint at 10-6. Miller with an air ball put a little too much sauce on it.
Smart play by Hansen, playing it off the Capital defender. Going to keep the possession there.
Nate Gerber out of Wayne Trace High School, who was the GMC Player of the Year. It's kind of amusing. He's actually, if you know anything about Wayne Trace, you can look it up. From Haviland is where the school is located at Wayne Trace, but he's from just outside in Laddie. And I had to look it up because I thought I was from a small town. 165 people from where he's from.
Oh my.
You probably have that in like a 2-block radius of your house.
Yep, Columbus. There's a lot of people, a lot of places.
Good luck for Studer, but a miss. You might be able to find nearly 1,000 people in this building today. Good crowd though, on hand. Nixon works inside, little no-look drop, and it'll nutmeg and roll out for the 5th turnover for the Comets. Blake Michael and Johnny Cunningham back into the game. Tell you what, I really like Johnny's game. One of the freshmen that's really kind of stuck out. 2.5 steals, 4 assists. He leads the Bears in that category, but he also, it's about 11.5 points a game.
You know, he's got a solid contribution. I mean, the way he passes the rock, the way he works on defense, you know, he's got long arms, he's reaching, he's getting those steals, but just as much, he's getting in the paint, and he's working on those shots. And just like there, it's a foul, but, I mean, working hard there on the defensive end, trying to get that steal.
Give the kid his flowers and something bad will happen. That kind of looked like traffic the last couple of days.
Well, I mean, with all the snow and sleet on the roads, I'm not sure anyone wants to be driving on those.
It's because of the frozen tundra of Ada.
That's what they call it here.
See, I don't think you know cold until you come to Ada.
Yeah, I think
what happened. We froze. Nate Gerber now waiting for the basketball to come back from him, but a beautiful move by Combs. The OAC's freshman of the year a couple years ago. Ball rolls back and it'll stay Polar Bear basketball. Oh, they give it to Capital.
Jody again with the quick hands, getting something in there, even though he deflected out of bounds. Capital still has it, keeping them on their toes for sure.
They combined the night that he's the inbounder. The night that he had 1,000, 32 points in the game.
32
piece. A very terrific team, but great tap and a great follow by Nixon.
Yeah, 2 hands, 2 bodies in between him and the basket. Somehow, he's able to just flick that one back in.
All it took was a fingertip. Also being 6'5".
Yeah, I'm sure that helps. I don't know what that's like.
He's got a brother that pitched at Dayton, by the way. Both were terrific athletes. He was a starting pitcher himself for Mike Wiss. So I'll try to work through and get Blake Michael. He's got 4 of the 11 on the board. Oh, there's one, though. Carter Reese. I can do triples all by myself.
Hand in his face, no problem. Jab step, put it up. Easy for him.
He has 11 double-figure games this year and another timeout. This one is for Northern. It is 30 seconds. It's brought to you by Precision Strip here on NK Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Every time I see that commercial, I think if you take the onions off that pizza, give me 3 of them.
I know, I'm serious. Onions, not for me. Everything else, bring it here.
I'm not a big fan of the peppers, but I'll deal with it. It provides a good flavor. They have great pizza, though. I've had it a handful of times. So the first 10 minutes now gone as Zink will come back in momentarily. I know, because, again, he's obscuring my view. To throw away. 6 turnover, though, for Capital. One problem Northern's not able to do right now what they did against Baldwin Wallace and turn them into points. It's a foul on the floor, and that's such a big thing. Rich Benjamin, who is sitting behind us, and I talked about that the other night, that Northern was able to flip about 60% of the turnovers that the Yellow Jackets had immediately into points. Just Capital gets back apparently a lot quicker than Baldwin Wallace did.
I know. I mean, Ohio Northern, they had the transition against Baldwin Wallace, like you said, quick points off the turnovers. But like we said at the start of this game, they got a lot of runners here on Capital, able to get back quickly and defend that.
Got Cunningham for that little forearm shiver to create. And the problem with this is that's the 3rd foul against ONU, but it's the 2nd on Johnny. You would imagine he's got to come out here with almost 10 minutes to go.
I know there's still a lot of basketball left to play. They want him down the stretch, so might need to have him sit and bring someone else to cover up.
Shows the faith, though, that Neal has in him to keep him out on the floor, especially with a physical lineup in front of him, and Forup back into the ball game. Pull up, free throw line, Nope. Miller influenced it just enough to make it 4 Bears on 1. And a reach from behind. Shoe game strong, but you still can't reach and do that.
Yeah, no. Fire shoes, you're right on that, but can't be reaching.
Always like the kids in the front row. Just look like they're not paying attention. They want to be anywhere else. Like, we got food and basketball. What else do you need?
I mean, this is where I'd spend my time, anytime.
Oh, they
Jacoby
straight skullduggery. Forup just took it away. Tried to take out my dude Tony Quach down there with a TV camera. 7th turnover. And you kind of wonder, I mean, you look at this, Capital hasn't scored in a while. They still lead by 6. But I would be willing to bet that Damon Goodwin is not going to be thrilled about the number of turnovers going into the halftime break.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could hear, but he had some words to say about that last turnover, so I can tell he's obviously not going to be happy about that.
I choose not to use those words. Forup with the basket, and I said they hadn't scored, and they took it personally.
Yeah, I know. Quick, fast break there.
Cue the Jordan meme. So now at 8:42, ONU desperately needing a basket here. I mean, you're not in the point where 8 points is not out of the realm of possibility, but this 3 would be big if it goes. Blake Michaels got 3 shots that have gone down in this game. That's his 10th triple. And boy, oh boy, did the Bears need that. Not just because of the score, but because they hadn't really had any kind of positive momentum for a while offensively.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth, defensive struggle between the two teams. ONU really needed a bucket to jumpstart the last 8 minutes of this half. Blake Michael, easy to do it. And there's Jotty again with the steal.
Wow. That is an insane sequence. Nate Gerber is 6'6", and he sort of blocked that the wrong way. Was smart enough not to play Jotty's inside step, just sort of reached back and condored him really off the back of his hand.
Well, Jotty tried to like scoop it up there, and it was kind of the right angle he was at, just kind of shoved that off.
Theo Mag, the Otto Glendorf product, in for the first time. I know his dad Scott's here somewhere. Said sometimes he's a pretty good basketball player. That's an exact quote from his dad.
Well, I believe his dad. I'd say sometimes he's a pretty dang good basketball player.
Can't tell you what he says the rest of the time.
Well, I don't think that's our business, is it?
Yeah. Brian Siever back in for Capital. Hey, shout out to Tom Simmons. By the way, I know he's nice and warm out in Phoenix. Says, go Bears. Ted Stanball's not as warm. He's in Elida. Oh, and a drive-by. Speaking of, McCain Finkenbein, if he gets warm, it is going to be a long night for ONU. He's got 5.
I mean, he just skipped right to the basket. He didn't look like he had any troubles at all.
Back door in front of the defender. Langford will find the free throw line as Alex Hike just a step slow.
Definitely wanted to get the and one play there. Close enough, but two free throws will do here.
Probably goes to the line about 100 times and just says, I can make that happen. Why not tonight?
Not able to hit the first one, though.
Langford comes in just now 7 of 12 from the free throw line. Capital got some votes for the polls. 1 out of 2 from the line. I heard a hit. Dropped straight down.
Yep.
Cuts the lead back to 6.
Definitely 1 of 2 on that trip, but we'll take the one shot and play some defense.
Receiver off that high hand and screen away. Gotta believe, look, the 2 high school teammates and he and Miller now working against one another. That's why I think these college games are great, because you get things like that. And a traveling violation. 3 different things were in the works there, and I didn't really see that one as the young man from Capital in Dom Laverly was down for a second. I already see the knee brace, and I would believe that Ike or even Carter Combs will be the guy who will come in for him.
Yeah, give him a break, give him a chance to rest that leg. I know the knee brace probably irritating enough. Let him ice that up, he'll be hopefully good to go.
Capital 3-3 on the road this year. They average 14 turnovers. My count, I have them with 9. Not the way they would like for that number to be going, and up Langford and Theo Mag playing pitch and catch with Will Miller. Miller threw it behind Johnny, and he was able to break down his defender. Oh, a little up and under with a beautiful move for two.
Sometimes that's all you need, just a little fake, get him just enough off balance, easy bucket.
I think you have to pay extra for that move. That's one of those non-downloadable moves until you pay.
Yeah, you got to buy the VC in order to unlock it.
Thing.
Yeah.
Anything to get extra money. The drop down from 4 up, works on Theo Mag and has to kick it away. Watch out, Neil. The drop back down, another turnover coming back the opposite way on a great catch and run for two. ONU now finally getting points off turnovers, and Blake Michael is having himself a first half.
I know, he jump-started the first half. Now he's getting the momentum back for him, a triple, and then that left-handed layup there. They're going to rely on him for sure, I think, especially in these last few minutes to keep this going, keep Capital's lead down.
Seaver creating from the free throw line. First time the shot clock has really been an issue, but it's not an issue for Dion Miller. Nice looking floater for the Solon Comet. He went from being a Comet to being a Comet. Fun way to do it. Looking inside now, about 5.5 minutes to go as Mag dribbles down, goes against Miller, and takes Seaver to the back.
You see that Euro step there, the 1-2 and up?
His dad will take credit for that, no doubt.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
So his team within one now, or two now, one basket. And I would imagine he's going to be heading up the road to Findlay after this. His OG Titans have got a state-ranked battle against Findlay. Two really good teams in Northwest Ohio, and Theo has been a part of back-to-back runs in the state finals.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be wanting to see that. Hopefully after a win here in Ada.
Sold out if you don't have your tickets. Miller with a rebound, a little screen and go with Cunningham. Nixon ready to return for Capital. Oh, Cunningham just abuses his defender, that little extra stop-and-go dribble.
Absolutely. You know, everybody's got their move, and that little just hesitation right there gives them enough to get some space for a bucket.
And a foul. That'll be on Northern. 4.5 minutes to go here in half number one. Will Miller's got his hands out of what happened? Somebody explain it to me. Precision strip timeouts here on NK Telco Sports. Back here inside the ONU Sports Center, you see the crowd back behind us and still filing in at times. They're all here for the chicken, but they've come for OAC action. Both teams at 3 and 4. Something I thought was really neat about Capital, they actually had a 5-game road trip in Europe during the month of May. They went to Greece and Italy, saw the Coliseum, got to go over there and play some basketball. I know Northern does that with football, where they go over and play every couple of years. That's a really neat cultural thing for these schools, especially with being Division III schools.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not a lot of these people, especially me, going to a D3 school, I don't get to explore the world as much. So being able to do that with the team, play people from other parts of the world, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
To be fair, though, it's probably safer than exploring 270.
You're right. 270 is rough.
Its own thing. Ohio Northern shooting 3 for 10 from 3. 12 of 22 in the game overall for Capital. So go inside to Nixon. Nixon, who's working on a pretty good first half, just, well, I was going to say ran over Carter Reese, but apparently Reese got in the way.
I think he was looking for the charge, but he's going to go to the offense there. Gets a blocking foul on that one.
That was something. A lot of orange and black clad fans that are not all that thrilled about it. ONU trying to force that long pass over the top to make Nate Gerber, the senior, work. floated into the corner. Great adaptation there for Capital as they're able to work back out to Ike. He's got a long lineage, by the way. His dad played at Edison Community College down in Dayton. He's got an uncle who actually played at BG under Dan Dockich. Misses a three, and if you're tall, you're probably not happy if you're Gerber. The rim just stopped him.
I mean, I don't really have that problem, but I can't imagine being tall and getting stuffed by the rim.
Nixon deflected that ball off of Kaden Jacoby. Polar Bears will keep the possession. This is an important basket, though, or an important moment here. Just about 4 minutes to go in the first half about how you close out. Because we talked a lot when Rich Bensman's here from a coaching perspective about 4-on-4 as the steal up and off the glass. Carter Combs with his second basket. When we talk about segments, and he talks about you win segments of 4. Well, the first part of that segment goes to Capital.
Yeah, no, Ohio Northern obviously brought it back from an 8-point deficit.
The goaltend or a foul? I gotta believe that Kane Jacoby's never been that open that he turned and he kind of, when he caught it, he went up. He expected there to be a defender going with him, and he turned. There's no one here. Oh, I got to do something here.
I mean, when you're playing all your game or playing all your possession in the paint, I mean, you're expecting someone to be on your back 24/7. So I guess it's just surprised him he wasn't there, I guess.
Capital won here by 10 a year ago. They won the last 7 after ONU had taken 6 straight. If you go back before that, Capital won 3 straight before that. So ONU trying to turn a win here into a series of wins. They got a long way to go, though. It was Daryl Cooper who hit that 3 back in, turns it over. 11th first half turnover. Oh, my goodness. At least 3 of those moves from Reese are illegal.
I don't know how he did that, but 2 points for the Polar Bears, you know what I mean?
The whirling dervish, that's his first from inside. He hit 2 triples earlier.
I mean, he relies on the triple, but, you know, people tend to forget he can get busy with it and score in the paint.
Kind of had that same thing the other night as Cooper works on a quick hop step back for 3. Comes back to Cooper, influenced. Nixon rolled it off the foot of a guy that he shoved to the floor. And for the second time, Reese has got to be questioning of, how does this keep happening to me while I'm the guy on the floor?
Yeah, I would be a little confused too if I was always ended up with my butt on the ground. But, you know, sometimes it's just the way it is. Sometimes you get knocked down.
The joke of it always is, well, don't lay on the floor.
That's true. I mean, use your feet, stand up.
Justin Nixon had 20 earlier this season against Earlham. 6'5", 225 senior out of Minster. He was a busy kid, by the way. Played 1 year of football. Didn't like all the contact, maybe. Played 2 years of golf as he hits the 1-and-1. Also 4 years of baseball as a first baseman and a terrific pitcher. An all-max selection of 4 years of basketball. I'm telling you, he was a busy kid at Minster. He knocks down both free throws.
I mean, those guys that play all their sports in high school coming into college, I feel like they got a better range of like motion, better ball control, or better body control, things like that you don't see in like one sport athletes.
Then there's always the joke of there's nothing else to do.
That's true.
Reese got hit in the face, no looks one, and he found Kaden Jacoby. Let's do that every time. That's much easier for those two guys.
Absolutely. I mean, Jacoby with the nice, the ball came at him pretty quick. He was able to get it up quick, and 2 points for him.
Deflects the ball right in front of my dude Tony again. I think the other part about that for Jacoby is he took an elbow because, behind the back and a beauty. I hope Nixon's okay, but when Jacoby, he closed his eyes when he threw that pass because he got hit in the face. Nixon landed awkwardly.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
He's going to have to come out. Thankfully, he's able to get up and walk off.
A little grimace there on his face.
Ryan Seaver will go in. And he's going to be the designated free throw shooter. I like the coaching staff for Capital because I heard after he makes them was the start of that.
Mm-hmm. Got to have confidence in your players. Yeah, exactly.
So Ryan Seaver, the 6'7" junior, 20 of 23 from the free throw line. a big reason why, a team that shoots 68%, why they started that way of after he makes them. Up and down on the first for his first point in the game.
Might be a fortune teller over there on the Capital bench.
Well, I knew with Nixon that I was going to be able to tell that story because he was like an 85% free throw shooter in high school. Same deal with Seaver. Ties the ball game at 32. Apparently he's the designated free throw shooter because he came right back out.
Sometimes it's all you got to do. If you can make shots from the free throw line, you got to make the shots.
We all got to be good at something.
Exactly.
Baden Forup ends up returning as Seaver goes down to give some knucks to Nixon. They intend to go in a lot of long distance threes and kind of the a hula move from Conley. Ball out of play will go back the other way.
Studer may be looking for a foul call there, but it'll go to Capital instead.
That is something, the way that this has kind of gone so far. Iowa Northern women trailing at the half, 25-19, down in the greater Columbus area as a deep triple. Speaking of the greater Columbus area, Carter Combs, that's his 31st of the year. Do not let him get hot.
Yeah, that's something Ohio Northern's going to have to look for, especially in the second half, if he's going to want to continue that.
35 points in a game to break the school record when he was at Lakota West. The 5th leading scorer and 8th leading stealer. Never find a way to say that. Shot clock down to 6 on the pull-up. Smooth for Mason Studer.
I mean,
that's his first basket, though.
I know, very technical there. 2 dribbles, easy pull-up, jump stop. And you see it on the other side there.
The 5th point for Darryl Cooper. First since he hit that 3 earlier on, and Northern playing with about an 8-second differential in the game and shot clock. Studer has to chase it into the backcourt. A great layout by Cooper, though. And off the screen, I think Studer just enough got into the jersey, and they called him for the offensive foul.
I mean, those calls are always tough and go both ways. You don't know, you're not sure, but give him the benefit of the doubt to Capital there. It'll go the other way.
Poor Tom Simmons. Has to go to a convention. Not allowed to golf at the beautiful golf courses. Probably got to be better than here right now.
I mean, the weather in Phoenix, I can almost bet that is a lot better than here.
37-34, potentially the final possession here of the first half. It's kind of a one-man screen on that dump down low from Carter Combs. Capital, it's a question about what they're going to do here. ONU's going to bring in some more height with Theo Mag.
Capital's got time. They don't have to pull it up right away. They can, look for an open look. We'll see what they do in 5 seconds.
I think it's going to be, I was going to say a throw inside with the height differential there. Pull up, good. Good looking play there for Baden Forup. At 17 points in his first high school game this year, sends his team ahead into the locker room, 39-34. So some work to do for ONU as we go into the halftime break. There you see the First National Bank scoreboard. Capital 39, Ohio Northern 34 here in Ada on NK Telco Sports.
If you're a veteran, surviving spouse, or a dependent of a veteran, contact Shelby County Veteran Service Commission today. We can help you apply for a wide range of veteran-related benefits that you earned. Shelby County Veteran Service Commission. Veterans helping veterans.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Back here inside the Campolia and the ONU Sports Center. Taking a look at the halftime stats. Capital on top, 39-34, the First National Bank scoreboard. First half shooting for ONU. They go 15-29, but just 3 of 11 from 3, 1 of 2 from the line. Capital shoots 16-30, 3 for 7 from the three-point line, 4 for 4 from 3, and a couple of local kids each going 2 for 2. 8 points to lead the way for Minster's Justin Nixon for Capital, 7 points for Carter Combs, 6 for Baden Forup. Ohio Northern led on the other side by really 2 guys. And Blake Michael with 9, he had the first 4. 8 points from Carter Reese to go along with 3 assists. That's been the thing that's impressed me earlier on in this game, because also Johnny Cunningham has 4 points, but he has 4 rebounds and 3 assists. And Ohio Northern, despite not doing it early on, really came on with being able to move the ball and make their passes count.
Yeah, like you said, the assist totals, like for Jotty and other guys, getting like 2, 3, 4 assists each. It just shows that, Ohio Northern's depth. Everybody's a good passer. They're good all-around players. Hopefully that'll jumpstart them. One thing I noticed that Ohio Northern's definitely got to improve on is the bench points. Capital's got 17 points off the bench, so they're getting a lot of contributions from those guys coming off 6-man, 7-man, 8-man. ONU's only got 5, so the bench is definitely going to have to step it up. Obviously, Blake Michael, Carter Reese have been doing their job, but Ohio Northern's got a lot of other guys, a deep bench, that's definitely got to make better contributions here.
ONU led by 2 about 40 seconds in. They have led for 1:44. Outside of that, we've had 3 lead changes and 6 ties. Big second half coming up, but don't forget NK Telco Sports and the sponsors bringing you replays of today's college basketball action. You can find on NK Telco cable channel 160 Thursday at 6 o'clock or on the NKT.TV app. Want to watch it again? January the 27th at noon, 29th at 2 o'clock on a 3 or 503. Also on demand at YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Second half action of the Polar Bears on the heels of 5 straight wins. Taking on a Capital team, and speaking of the number 5, started off 5-0, and they're now 9-0 throughout the course of that, or 9 wins throughout the course of that. First time since 08-09 they went 5-0. Should be ready for a good second half.
No, I agree. There's been a lot of back and forth. Ohio Northern obviously came back from down 8, down 5 now, but they brought it to a tie. So ONU definitely has the tools to make this a better game, but they just got to finish their shots.
Also, might want to stop Baden Forup.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. Forup, like you said, he leads the team points and rebounds. He's definitely their guy, and he's been doing his thing today.
Yeah, Forup, like I said, out of Mansfield and out of Lexington High School. By the way, if you don't know, I thought it was neat. It's a handful of guys you might know, a certain tight end out of Ohio State who's from the same high school. And a reversal in, big guy, little guy, Will Miller for 2 from Jacoby to Will Miller.
Jacoby's usually on the receiving end of those passes, but able to get the dime there.
But I also just happen to know, because I'm a nerd, that Forup is from the same high school as 2 guys in WWE's roster named the Creed Brothers.
Really?
So the ball zipped out across. Just moving it with ferociousness, now with a turnover. And the 1-on-2, Jotty on the run, stripped and fouled by Capital's McCain Finkenbein.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably hoping for a foul there. 2 purple jerseys closing in, not much you can do there.
So after the first turnover of the half for Capital, Jotty will go to the free throw line, shooting 27 of 46. He's kind of been streaky throughout the year as he streaks one straight up and down. Take that, smart guy. I think it's pretty much how he said it.
Absolutely.
Visited both Worcester and Otterbein before he decided to leave Columbus and Westerville South to come down here at that big game in Florida. But he's got 2 points here and 6 overall.
Yeah, no, Westerville South, he was good there. Not too far from where I grew up in Johnstown. We played him a few times, and let's just say he torched us Johnnies just a bit, so.
That was a very animated call if you didn't see that. Blake Michael with the knee, kind of trying to ride his defender, kind of up out of the way, got caught. Anytime you put knee to backside, you're probably not going to have a good time.
Yeah, not the most basketball move on that play.
So Ike working around more early off the screen, and the high toss picked off second straight time. Bears looking for points. Johnny, oh, what a beautiful move. Behind the back, but he couldn't finish it. We're just going to pretend that he did, and Caden Jacoby didn't have to help him out.
Yeah, let's just scratch that miss off the record. No, Greg, you said great move behind the back. It looked a little Rajon Rondo-esque, if you ask me.
It's too bad that doesn't go in, because that would be a highlight of the season. So a 1 point game, though, with Capital on top of with the basketball. Finkenbein had it trapped out there for a second. Miller on the blow by. Finkenbein for three. Set back out coming this way. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and move. Racing through it. 4 guys had a hand on Mo Gurley's shot there, but he's able to get it to go. Out of Akron-Hoban. It's pretty good. He also played at Walsh for a year. Miller with a turnaround. That right there is vintage Will Miller. Go in there and just make something happen.
Yeah, no, good work in the post, even though he's not as big as the other guy. He's able to get some separation, quick jumper there.
Another pass to McGurley. He's able to change his flight path. Got his own rebound. You don't give guys like that second opportunities.
I mean, he's got some strong hands. He had a smack from Blake Michael, able to hold on to it, so good look there for him.
Cunningham off one extra bounce, and I was waiting to see Neil Young. He's not rocking in the free world right now, but he's yelling at the officials. Didn't see exactly what he was yelling at, but Daryl Cooper into the ball game. And I've said this probably every game I've ever done here, at this vantage point we have towards the free throw line on the visitor side is maybe the most fascinating place to sit. As Cunningham nearly dislodged it from Finkenbein, because you get to listen to every single thing that happens as Miller comes up with a steal from what is Capital's side now.
I know, we're getting a little extra insight from the Capital bench.
I've learned more about this game than I've known about basketball forever, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Also, I'm going to stay on this side of the table of Damon Goodwin.
Yeah, I agree. I like this side of the table better. A little safer over here, too.
Blake Michael had that big first half. Second-team All-Ohio baseball player his senior year. Played at Fremont St. Joe's. Knocks down the free throw, and I feel like this is the one time I can confidently tell stories that all these kids are good enough free throw shooters. They're going to get 2 shots.
No, I agree. You know, Ohio Northern hasn't had a lot of free throws so far today, but you look at their numbers through the season, and every single one of these guys is able to put it down from the free throw line, no problem.
1,000-point score in high school, and Northern, just like what Capital did in the first half, has dropped 4 in a row. Here from the line as Hansen returns for the Bears. Hayden, who was the OHC's leading rebounder and block shot artist his senior year.
Well, you stand at 6'9". I'm sure that helps you out a little bit.
Guys try to drive on you to make their name. Ike lost Miller. Ike now on the right wing, drives and lost himself.
Looks like Capital got that timeout off in time.
That's a curious way to be able to get that. Neil Young is asking some questions on the precision strip timeout. Staying here in Ada, you look at what these teams have coming up. And I know you got to win this game, and it's kind of a game that's ebbed and flowed back and forth, but the OAC is not easy. Muskingum on Wednesday for Capital. They go to Otterbein, host Bloomington, go to Malden Wallace. Not an easy place to win in Berea. ONU on the other side, they go to Wilmington. Oh, and then by the way, game you can watch here on NK Telco. Number 1 John Carroll comes to town on the 20th.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for Ohio Northern. They're 7-0 right now in the OAC, and you can definitely tell why. So Ohio Northern's definitely going to have a challenge there against John Carroll, but I think it's doable. I mean, they're playing well against Capital. They're sitting right there in the middle of the OAC. Wouldn't surprise me if they're able to come out with a win there.
At Otterbein, at number 13 Mount Union. Not a fun trip to go to Alliance, ever. There's no good way to get there from here.
Nope, not at all.
At home against Heidelberg on the 31st, and that's got a cool connection too, because I was just talking to some folks from Botkins down I-75, and they've got a couple of kids who will come down from Heidelberg, which is in Tiffin, down here to Ada, sort of somewhere in the middle, and provide another look like this in a place that a pretty good crowd here for a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, the students are still gone, so I mean, the rest of Ada and the fans definitely came out in numbers.
It's a 1-point game as Cunningham nearly stole on the inbound. Capital shooting 19 of 35 in this ball game. ONU at 18 of 33, but just 3 of 11 are the Bears from 3. Ike with a pull-up at the buzzer. Smart play by Finkenbein to pull his hand back and not get a dumb foul against ONU. Hanson, good passer inside Miller. Tried to kind of change that long arm shot, but Hanson with a foul running step for step on the other side.
I mean, it was a good look for Miller. Definitely a nice pass, able to get around the defense. But like you said, just enough contact, didn't foul him, able to change the direction of that shot.
It is amusing, though, to watch him with the Audubon coaching staff in my vision of they obviously have a little less of a vested interest in how he shoots while he's somebody else's problem or their hero. Ike with a great take from the free throw line on the up and under. Up and good. That's a shot he's made 1,000 times at the hangar in Maria Stein, and he'll make it here.
Yeah, I got Miller with the little pump fake. He had the space, able to knock that down, no problem.
Cunningham with a left-handed pass. Miller nearly ran right to Hanson. If he was looking for a handoff, he wasn't going to get it. Bangs inside, spins away. Oh. And that's a if I do, if I don't sort of play, because I don't think Will, who knew that he was going to try to throw to Caden Jacoby, Jacoby sort of tried to screen away to get him more room. If he had shot it, he probably makes it, but just a miscommunication on Northern's part.
Well, Jacoby definitely would have been there for the rebound. I think he had the position for a rebound. I don't think he had the positioning to get that pass, though.
I think he could have dunked it.
He probably could have.
It's a jump stop. Things you don't see anymore. Nate Gerber with his first 2. Back in the day when he was dropping 30-point games like it's nothing, Damon Goodwin with a jump stop all day. Cunningham hit the scoreboard off the bounce.
That's a tough bounce.
Somewhere Tom Simmons is screaming, protect our scoreboard.
Gotta put that little cage around it or something.
Right. They might after this. Just under 15 minutes to go here in the second half, a precision strip timeout. Bears trail by 5 here on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here inside the ONU Sports Center. I joke with Rich Bensman about this all the time, but this place has so many names. Kinghorn, the ONU Sports Center, Campoli Court. I just don't have time to be able to say all of them.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely tough trying to describe it to people that aren't from here because there's 3 different names for it. You try to tell them one name, and that's not on the GPS. So, like you said, it'd be a little bit nicer to just call it one thing. But I digress, you know.
All right, Taz. Blake Michael with the steal. Now Capital with their 4th turnover of the second half. Here's a guy. Now on the pull-up. Reese for 3. Needs it. Got it good. That's his 11th point. 3rd triple in this ball game and another double-figure game for Mr. Walking double-double.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the same vantage point I did, but I knew that was going in as soon as it left his hands. Easy for him.
Called, he said, B-E-A-utiful.
Absolutely.
Good news for Capital, too, by the way. Nixon ready to come back in. Had that scary fall in the first half. Thankfully, he's all right. Ryan Seaver knocked out his free throws. There's a foul or a walk in there somewhere. I don't know which way you believe. Reese over the corner, dribble drive for Hansen. He'll go to the basket and just smashed from behind by Baden Forup.
2 purple jerseys there. Not much you can do in that situation.
Ike with that soft touch on the baseline. Somewhere his head coach, Kurt Guttemiller, is smiling. Said, I wish I could have that kid back.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, those easy pull-up jumpers. But Carter Reese.
Speaking of, back-to-back triples. That one wasn't as pretty as the first, but it went up and down anyways.
And he's somebody that Capital has to watch. I mean, when he gets hot, he is hot. Not much you can do to stop him.
So now with 13 minutes and a step on the end line. I tell you what, these referees have apparently better insurance than I do, or less, as a precision shrimp timeout will stay here, less fear, because they walk right up to Coach Goodwin, and he's opining in a certain way to them about things not going his way, and they just say, sir, that's what you're believing is wrong.
I mean, some officials, they've just got that, like, there's something different about them. They've got that confidence. They got that swagger almost. You know, they don't care what the coaches say. They know what they're talking about. They're going to call it how they want to.
I've been told you got to be a different kind of dude to be an official anyways.
I am not that kind of dude, I'll tell you that.
That's not even a thing. Polar Bears again, looking at kind of things going on. Just a massive schedule coming up. And, I mean, you look at the Comets, you talk about Baden Forup. Guys ranked in the OAC in field goal percentage because guys like him and Nixon and Finkenbein and Combs, they're all in the top 10 in field goal percentage because they get such good looks off their passing and off their backside.
Yeah, I mean, like, that shooting percentage comes from the good passes. I mean, you can have a lights-out shooter, but if he's not getting open looks from your point guards, from the people that are passing the ball around, I mean, those looks are almost useless. You know what I mean? So give credit to people passing the ball around so that those guys can be on the top 10 list for their field goal percentage.
Damon Goodwin is 29th season, 441 wins at Capital, sitting at 9-5 right now. But this is a super important game in the OAC. They all are, but this one specifically because with each team at 3-4 in the league, you're not maybe going to contend for a conference title because whoever loses is pretty much done for that. But you've got to hope for a lot of losses up top just for your own position. Oh, what a great pass. Dunk you very much. Hansen for 2. But I digress.
I've been waiting to see that all season. I haven't seen him dunk, and that easy two-hander, man, that looked good.
52-51, but like I was saying, because you're in a position now where you're jockeying to get into the tournament and put yourself in a spot that you're not taking on the number 1 seed and having to travel, because we all know the death knell of the OAC is having to travel.
Yeah, I know. That's the worst part. So playing here at home makes things a whole lot easier.
Mogerly at the free throw line. Pair of shots coming up for him. A lot of Northern fans probably do not agree with that foul.
Yeah, I mean, looked like a block, sounded like a foul. You never know. You never know.
Who am I to argue? It's added 52 now. About 12 minutes to go here. Was the 6'5" junior out of Akron up and down on both. Capital has taken 6 free throws in this game. They've made all 6. I don't think it can get any better than that.
The trust you have in your players, send them to the line every time that they're going to make it. I mean, it counts down the stretch every single time. You know, those 2 free throws could mean a lot, especially with this close game we have here.
I said I think this has come down to who has the ball last. And I got a feeling that the continuation of what's been happening here in this second half, Ryan Seaver back into the game for Capital, is I really feel like ONU is going to get either Miller or Reese a concerted effort to put some points up here.
I mean, Reese, he started off hot, too, back-to-back threes. You know, he's been doing really well. But Will Miller has been their guy for a while as well, and he hasn't been scoring like he wants to.
Oh, what a great pass
But
by
he
Miller.
can pass it. He can pass it, I'll tell you that.
Like I said, he's in the top 3 all-time as Miller in assists at Audubon. He's actually number 2 in steals, number 2 in made threes, and he's a kid that I know Rich Bensman talked about. He and obviously Neil Young eventually, that they love him because he does so much good stuff.
Yeah, no, you definitely want to have not only a good player, but a good teammate, you know, somebody who makes the guys around him better, and I think Will Miller does a great job of that.
Combs lost his man. Guess who it was? Right on cue now is Dixon into the corner. Seaver up top, made some threes in high school, but not the way he caught it here. Working off the screen, down inside and off the glass. No. 3 different Bears pull it back down to Blake Michael off to the races. Nobody wants the ball more than what Reese does right now. Pulls up, deep triple from McDonald's for 3. Hit him with the supersized triple.
I mean, that is his spot today. 3 from that exact spot. I mean, you cannot get any better than that.
17 points now in the game for him. Down the street. Can I have fries with that? Nope, but you can have 3 more points. Alex Ike and McCain Finkenbein back into the ball game. 2 guys who are part of a sub package for Capital that play extremely well together on the floor.
Yeah, Capital's been doing good. They've got a good unit on the court at all times. I mean, like we saw their bench points in the first half. They got guys coming in and out that are contributing to the scoring.
There's a highly athletic group on the floor right now with the set of subs, and Jacoby coming back in to give Northern that as well. And what I like about what both teams have done throughout this game is, having read a lot about Capital and having seen Northern a handful of times, is they're using lineups that maybe aren't necessarily your dedicated 1s or 2s or whatever to try to mix things up, and that's the kind of game you've got to have here.
Well, yeah, Capital's been playing big. They've got size on the court almost all the time, so ONU's got to shift things up a little bit to kind of match that.
Reese with the shove and the step back, short on his 2-point attempt. Somebody threw it wildly back of the rim. Michael with a pull around at the buzzer. Up and good for Mason Studer and eventually Blake Michael.
Now, he hasn't been known for his scoring this year, but today it's been, you know, what's kept Ohio Northern in this game.
I think it was Studer who missed the first one, and Michael who ends up with the jumper. Here's Ryan Seaver, a little step back shimmy for 2, his first from the field, and a timeout. 59-55 Bears on the precision strip timeout and the First National Bank scoreboard. Back in Ada here in a moment on NK Telco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Back inside Campoli Court, as you see the score in the top left corner, just outside of a half of the second half to go, and a 59-55 lead for ONU. It has been Hayden Hansen with a dunk to make it 52-51, and then the 3 triples from Carter Reese among the balanced scoring for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, he's got 17 points along with 4 assists, 2 rebounds, so he's filling up every category. He's really been, I don't want to say carrying this team, but he's definitely got him on his shoulders right now for sure.
Polar Bears who were 1 for 10 from 3, now 6 of 14. So they're 3 of 3 in this half. That's a pretty good percentage.
I mean, Carter's only missed 1. He's 5 of 6, so that's a good percentage for him.
42 overall on the other side. So ONU trying to add to a 4-point lead. Good pass inside, a little baby hook for Caden Jacoby's 10th point.
When you give him a good pass, you know, he's he's got the ability to get in position and finish it. You just got to get him the ball.
ONU women trailing 46-36 in the fourth. Trying to not have 2 straight losses, but an offensive foul and another space where ONU was able to beat to a spot. Blake Michael got there and got run over.
Well, I think that's what Carter Reese was trying to do earlier in the game. I don't think it just went the other way. So good on by Blake Michael there.
JCJ back into the ball game. Cunningham will be the point guard in this set. 9:41 to go, and kind of talking again, breaking it down from a coaching perspective with Rich Bensman about this set that's on the floor for right now. You have 5 guys overall who can handle the ball, but you've got pretty much 4 point guard type guys on the floor.
I mean, you need people to feed those passes in, and even the big guys doing it. Caden Jacoby with the assist there.
And that reversal to Langford on point. Ohio Northern trail by 5.5. They lead, largest lead of the game with 8. The foul and the little shove there. I swear I just said enough nice things about Johnny that wasn't supposed to go that way. Carter Combs, redshirt junior, 6'2", 11 points and about 5 assists a game back for Capital. 63-55, out goes Seaver for Capital. And a deflected ball will stay with Capital.
I don't know, I thought I saw it hit off the foot. Could be wrong though.
So Finkenbein, the sophomore, will be the trigger man. Waiting for somebody to curl. Caught the right guy up off the glass for Alex Ike. 6.5 and 8 overall brings his team to back within 6. It's a handful of the big green on their way out. I think they were trying to get more chicken. Cunningham was wide open. He had an entire lane. Set up a little give and go between he and Langford. Hey, look what I found from Jacoby. It's a late Christmas gift.
Hey, you got to be aware, though. Sometimes the ball just ends up in your hands. You don't know what to do.
Miller quick with the basketball, tried to throw behind the back. It was nearly a yo-yo because it almost came back to him. And eventually, I think Finkenbein might have landed on the point of his elbow.
Oh, that's a tough one, the funny bone.
So am I understanding this, that Ike just got a foul that took out 2 of his own guys? Or are they called the travel?
I don't know. I think that's what we're hearing.
Because I'm hearing a lot of things with the officials and the coaching staff right in front of me.
The ball's staying down for Ohio Northern. We know that much. But, yeah, I don't know. They called the travel, but then they're talking about where's the foul at. I don't know where it's at.
So Ike got up holding his hand, and Finkenbein can't move his left arm. You see the handshake with the right hand, but hopefully McCain is all right.
I'm sure some ice and a little rest should do him well.
ONU women, 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth, back to within 7 at 48-41. There's a weird set of things that just happened there.
Yeah, a little unfortunate series of events there, probably for both teams. But
I watched it all happen. I still didn't understand it.
I don't think the crowd did either. I'm not sure even the coaches did. So
Capital coaches are not happy about it as they block by 4 up on the way up, and he threw it away. Not the guy I would throw it to. Great pass to Cunningham. Reversal underneath, and 1.
Doing a really good job now, turning those turnovers into points, something they did not do in the first half, but they're doing it great here in the second.
You give him that shot 10 times. How many do you realistically think he makes?
Maybe
4?
Yeah, 3, 4. I don't know with him. Might be more.
Might be higher, but
if you're asking me, it's 0.
I think 2 out of 3. Oh yeah, I'm just going to take my letter and move on. Ball kicked across. Ike, who can create and facilitate, does both. 3 off the back iron, though. The miss for Combs. He's 30 of 65 coming in. Alley-oops on the long side of that pass, and Jacoby just didn't catch it clean.
I don't know how they're keeping this in.
I don't know that they did.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but it bounced off Ike's head, and Carter Reese had to chase it down.
Miller on the step back, up and good.
Somehow ends up 2 points for the Boiler Bears.
All of that, by the way, they're saying it's deflected at some point, but like you said, head's better than nothing, I guess. Good if you're a Bears fan, not if you're a Comets fan. It's an aggressive drive by Forup and a foul. Trying to stop him. That, I think Conley was kind of a victim of circumstance on that, because as Forup is driving down the lane, everybody sort of went the other way where his help was supposed to be.
I don't know what else. I mean, as a basketball player, I don't know what else you do in that situation. Sometimes you got to just take the foul, move on.
Finkenbein back into the ball game, so the good news is that he's back. His sophomore season kicked off with a bang. 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Second team All-Ohioan who averaged 24 points a game a couple of years ago. Ogerly down to the backstop, and physics says you should not be able to do that.
I don't think he really believes in physics then, because that ball went in.
He's got a monster half brewing. 8 of his 10 points have come in the last about 4 minutes. Jacoby looks down, caught Cunningham, and he creates another foul, and Finkenbein slams the ball on the floor in frustration.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly what he thought was going to happen, but great job by Jotty to get in position to draw the foul.
I'm starting to think everybody gets 15 timeouts.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I agree.
Precision strip timeout. Bears up 67-59 here in the later stages of half number 2 here on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
A look inside the Capital bench there. 6:39 to go. 67-59. ONU women just outside of 4 minutes to go just got a triple from this year's soon-to-be OAC Player of the Year for the second straight year, Bryn Servin. They get within 52-46, but they need to get a couple of stops here, because I don't think they have led in that game. Oh, and the bank is open in Columbus.
It always is.
Right back down goes Capital to bank in a 3. 25 of 45 from the game from the field for Capital. They've shot just 6 free throws. They've hit them all. 3 of 9 from 3. Northern's 5 of 7 from the line. 6 of 14 from a 3. 28 of 48 overall. But paint points about even. 42-36 ONU. Points off turnovers, 29-13 in favor of the Bears. But being outscored in second chance and bench points each by 10.
Ohio Northern has been known for their offensive rebounding, especially second chance points, but I don't know what it has been today. I mean, the height that Capital has on the floor constantly, I mean, it's been tough to get those offensive rebounds, but still, they find a way to pull through. Up 10 here.
Now back with 10 points from Johnny Cunningham. He's the 4th Bear on the floor with 10 or more. Good balanced scoring. Finkenbein trying to change the eye level. Eyed for 3. Was a beauty of a shot. Hustling for the rebound is Combs. Trying again. Morgley with the miss. Forup with the rebound. Turn and just winged it off the closest guy he could find to keep possession.
You got to appreciate the hustle there, for sure.
Hustle game is strong. Finkenbein looking, nobody at Forup. He'll throw it back over the top as Morgley averages 6. He's well above that in this ball game. Forup had to chase it down. Ike threw it off the knee. Probably not where I would go.
Yeah, not sure that's where you want your passes.
Oh,
makes up for it.
Ike just cruising through in his 6'4", back to Mercer County with 2.
Little scoop layup there at the end under the basket.
Just saw Audubon just walk by with a handful of chicken sandwiches. And Will Miller says, can I get one? No, then I'll go to the line.
You got to do what you got to do to score. Draw that foul anytime you can for sure.
Ike's 3rd foul. So ONU is going to be at the line for the rest of the game. Team that shoots 70% as Miller comes in 23 of 31, and he gets the friendly home roll. I always like to joke with him that when he was in high school, he was all green, and it's big green and gold. The Fort Jennings Musketeers are the rival of Audubon. They pretty much wear the same colors and jerseys that Northern has on. So I said, how hard was that to get used to? And he said, I have a lot less green in my wardrobe these days.
Yeah, no, once you graduate, those kind of high school colors disappear. You gotta get more of that orange and black here for the Polar Bears.
Lead staying at 10, 4 up with that unorthodox throw for the baseline. Gets 10. So lead back to 8 now as Ohio Northern has gone over 90 just once. They would have to hustle to get there, but it's a team that consistently in the high to mid-70s. Averaging 76 a game, and Reese, beautiful crossover with the lefty scoop for 2.
When you've got a guy that size that can shoot the ball and handle it like he does, I mean, you love to see it, but Capital with the bucket there.
That's just flat out speed. And a foul or a carry. My favorite thing to watch now between these 18 timeouts, we'll stay here, it's a precision strip timeout, is I don't know if you could see it in the background because I didn't look at the monitor, but the official in front of me, the lead official, immediately when he made the carry motion, looked over to Neil Young, and Neil was making a I don't believe you, sir motion. And to watch the two of them go back and forth, not one word was said, but it was like watching them play charades.
Oh no, they had a whole conversation, I think, with just eyes and hand movements.
It's like talking to my 2-year-old. What is she saying?
I don't know, they understood each other. Seems like the referee won that argument though.
He got the basketball, ONU got a timeout. So 5 minutes left in this ball game. ONU in control. They had led for just a minute and change in the first half, but now with a lead here, it's at the most important part. Down in Columbus, a minute 45 to go. Noe Ruane with a 3. Makes it a 58-51 Capital lead, but not only the scoreboard, but the clock, the enemy of Ohio Northern's women's program right now.
I know, they've got, they don't have the most time in the world, but, they've got the skills, they can handle this.
So back-to-back triples for ONU on the women's side, but minute 26 and a 7-point game there. It's an 8-point game here with 5 minutes to go in favor of the Bears. Rocking the script Northern across the front in orange and the white jerseys. Finkenbein, again, good to see that he's obviously got full range of motion as he lost Johnny Cunningham with a little of a separation shove.
Yeah, that's that with that left elbow again, so obviously it's got to be feeling pretty good. We got a fast break here.
Will Miller. Another 2 for him. He's got 10 of his 12 in the second half. Finkenbein just claps along, shot blocked by Cunningham.
It's those long arms again. He gets steals and he gets blocks on those 3-point shots.
Comes Reese. He wanted to pull back on that 3, but found Daryl Cooper in front of him. Cooper tried to stay with him. His clock at 4:19. Seems apt for the Bears right now, leading 75-67. Jacoby didn't really know where he was going to go with that.
Yeah, he was in a tough spot. I mean, couldn't really see much. There's a defender in his face. And another defender in Jody's face. But he gets a steal.
Cunningham just straight up stole it away from Ike. No look inside for 2. Off the hop, and Blake Michael with another basket. He's got 15.
I think Jody was showing off a little bit there with that pass.
Showing off, showing out. Pick which one you want, but he made both work. Step back three from the corner, rolls out the front of the rim. Forup with the rebound. If you didn't look at the scoreboard right now, based on each coach and every player, you wouldn't know that it's a 10-point game.
No, you would not. I mean, the effort on this floor, I mean, everybody's fired up. Ohio Northern's not slowing down at all. Trying to finish this game out strong. Got 3.5 minutes to go, owing you up by 10, so just got to chew off some of this clock and hold on to the lead.
Blake Michaels got 15 points for Ohio Northern. His career high is 17. Set really just 2 weeks ago against Olivet in a 66-50 win. He went 6 of 6 from the field, 4 of 5 from the line. Speaking of, pretty good free throw shooter in Forup. Now 20 of 29. Off the miss, but an offensive rebound for Morgerly.
There you go again, giving them their flowers, and then something bad happens after it.
Should take the flowers and stomp on them after that. That'll be a foul on Jacoby, his third. And it'll bring back the Bears number 3 at Noah Langford. And I was trying to kind of discern whether Hansen now, just underneath his right elbow, has a wrap that I don't believe he started the game with.
I'm not
sure. I don't know if he got fingers or what happened there.
Yeah, might have got a little cut there. I mean, some of these guys got long nails. I don't know.
I think there's going to be a lot of guys who are handed nail clippers after this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Langford with a good pass and a short inside on the hop, going to Dunk City. Your privileges have been revoked. Please find yourself at the free throw line.
Thought he can get another one there. Almost had it, but defense rises up with him. Foul called.
That is a set of passes that are nearly impossible from the angle that they were thrown at.
I mean, did you see him? They're whipping them into those spots. You don't really see that often.
Hansen at the line. Misses. His first point came at 52-51 when he said, I'm going to Dunk City, try to stop me. 17 double-figure games his senior year. This is what blew me away. When he was at Cedarville, he had 15 games where he had more than 4 blocks in a game.
You don't see that often. I mean, blocks are kind of a hard stat to come by, but you're getting 4 blocks in a game.
Stripped away, and Forup bounced it out. That entire play is made by Johnny Cunningham giving himself up for his team.
Oh, no, 100%. I mean, his hustle on the defensive end is unmatched. I mean, you see it in the stats he has. He's 4th in the OAC in steals, and obviously leads the team as well. He's got a lot to do on that defensive end.
Miller with a 3-on-1 inside to Hansen again. If you're going to climb up my back, I'm going to put a shot in, and then I'm going to go take a free throw.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird angle. He kind of like pushed it up there, but gives it enough just to drop it in.
Ohio Northern women fall 63-55 in Columbus. Second straight loss for the ladies who started out with such a big run in the OAC.
I mean, the ladies' team's always been good. They made it to the Sweet 16 last year, so not the look they want in the OAC, but I'm pretty confident that they can make it up elsewhere.
83-70, Ohio Northern with the lead. 2:11 to go here in the second half. Big thank you to First National Bank and Keyhole Pizza, along with the folks from Precision Strip, Winners Quality Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco for bringing you college basketball. Don't forget, you can always find the games live throughout the week, but on demand on YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And a lot of folks watching online on our YouTube channel. We have got so many big games coming up with Ohio Northern the next handful of weeks. I mean, you get the potential still #1 team coming in here in a couple of weeks. You've got Heidelberg and that rivalry. Bears have got to hold on for 205 now, though, and not let McCain Finkenbein hit from just outside one rocket way down in Anna.
Oh, no. I mean, he had a hand in his face, too. The composure to get that ball in the back of the net is it's tough. It's tough.
10. Langford, oh, what a great fake inside. Everybody sort of bailed out on where that ball was going to go. Northern has got good free throw shooters on the floor right now because at some point it's going to have to break down as he steal. Mogerly runs over the table. 3-on-1 coming back the other way. Off balance shot won't drop. Second one will.
Able to hold on to it there, not get a travel.
Forum's got 11 in this half as a foul. A technical foul on Mogerly.
Definitely not what Capital wants here with a minute and a half to go, down 7 or 9.
I'll be honest with you, I did not see what happened, but Carter Reed's at the line. It rattles one home. He's got another 20-point game going. That's his first free throw. He's now 46 of 52 on the year.
I'd say you should start challenging Carter to score 20 a game, but you might jinx him too. So,
the Capital coaches are probably happy about that. Damon Goodwin just literally turned around to me and said that I jinxed him.
I don't think he's wrong, though. I don't think he's wrong.
I'm not going to argue with him. I said he's probably thrilled about it. 84-75.
We gotta stop giving him those.
Well, it is Saturday. That means it's a good night for fighting, as I'm told the song goes. That's almost what happened down there. It looked like we were on the football field at one point.
Yeah, a lot of body contact there. ONU comes away with it, though.
Here's Will Miller to the free throw line. Like I said, one of the best free throw shooters in the history of his high school. Falls one down, and he only had 2 points at the half. He's got 13 right now.
Yeah, like you said, slow first half for him. You know, not the scoring he was probably used to, but is able to pick it up here in the second half now.
4 of 4 from the line. His head coach, Keith Utendorf, just sitting over there smiling, watching him knock down free throws.
I mean, that makes the coaches as happy as can be. You make the easiest shots.
Alex Eink from 3. And another timeout. I don't know how many timeouts. I should probably write these down because I feel like we're pretty much done with them. I see 2 and 2 on the board, and I don't believe it.
Well, I mean, you got your half timeouts, you got your full timeouts. It's all over the place, but they got a lot, that's for
Chicken
sure.
timeouts. It's a precision strip timeout. Final minute 15 of this ball game. This is an awkward thing, though, right now, if you look at it, because you kind of wonder, when is it over, when is it not over? I mean, 8 points in basketball is a funny game. You get a steal, a 3, a steal, a 3. All of a sudden, it's a 2-point game, but a lot of things have to go your way right now if you're Capital.
I mean, Capital, they're definitely hoping for some luck here. A minute 15 isn't a ton to play, but like you said, in basketball, 2 quick threes, a couple steals really puts you back into things. So I think Capital's going to be looking definitely for that full court press. Got to get the ball out of ONU's hands as soon as possible. Try to avoid fouling if you can, but that's obviously not always the case.
People are texting me they're happy they get to see the Browns game. They finally resolved their issues up in Cleveland.
Oh, good.
Can you imagine if Browns fans were blacked out of seeing a Browns playoff game?
I think Cleveland...
I know you're a Steelers fan. You got to wait till Monday and all that, but...
Should have been Sunday, but I guess you can't play in negative 20 degrees and 2 feet of snow.
That's why I'm a fan of teams that have a dome.
Maybe I should switch it up.
Yeah, right. That'll be your one part of fandom. 86-78, Northern Mason Studer into the ball game. Why? Because he's a terrific free throw shooter. Miller and Finkenbein just ran by in a blur, and a foul on Daryl Cooper.
I mean,
1:08 to go.
While Northern running around there, especially Studer avoiding the foul, you got to just smack them and get it over with, stop the clock.
16 of 18 on the year. I don't know what happened. The official gave him the ball, and then he turned and looked at him, and he said, "Let's go." So he put the free throw down.
Guess he's trying to hurry this up. He's hungry. He wants the chicken sandwiches in the concession stand.
15 of 18 are the Polar Bears in the second half from the line. So Mason will get one more shot. That's what the PA guy tells me, and I believe him. Iowa High School Basketball Association coach selection for Player of the Year in Division III out of Colonel Crawford High School. The all-time assist leader. Speaking of wins, but think about that. He played 100 high school games. They won 89 of them.
Jeez. That's like a Nick Saban stat, you know?
Is that guy that quit the other day? Finkenbein's fourth foul. Interesting note, 2 different guys on the floor right now have 4 fouls for Capital. That's happened about 6 times this year.
Really?
But nobody has fouled out.
I mean, you got to talk about the discipline there, you know, right on the edge, 4 fouls, you know, really not hoping to get those next one, but you got to give them their flowers, you know, being able to stay disciplined on defense, not foul, especially in these last minutes.
I just thought that was an awkward thing of all that time and nobody got their 5th. Luke Coleman, the 6'4 freshman, in for the first time. As the replacements continue, Dion Miller. So you've got a young man from Dublin, Jerome, who I'm pretty sure he and his head coach are going to be at odds tomorrow because Dublin Jerome actually plays down in Fort Loramie. Games you can see on NK Telco, the Fort Loramie MLK Classic. They play St. Mary's, where David Goodwin is an alum.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there between the two of them. It's always fun seeing those high school rivalries show up in, you know, college and stuff.
And a blocking foul and 1 for Dion Miller.
I don't know if you could see Langford's face there. Just a little bit surprised. Not sure he was ready for that one, but.
Said me?
You sure?
I know that I am not even remotely cool enough to pull off Dion Miller's shoes.
I was going to say I am, but I think I'm on the same boat as you.
So Miller will get 1 to bring it to 88-81 with 47 seconds. Cunningham is way down there as Kyle Kenny into the lineup. Free throw up and good. It's a double team into the corner in a 7-point game. Bears off a tip ball. Miller's able to walk it across the line. Reese, I don't know where he went a minute or so ago. He had to go get a towel. Studer went right through the middle of the defense, and Capital seems content to just let this one go.
Yeah, we heard the coach saying, don't foul, just strap. So ONU is going to let this clock run out.
Is it going to take the shot clock violation? It would appear that way.
I guess so.
So the offset by 16
I'm a little selfish.
and a half.
I would have put one up just for fun, you know?
Yeah, you would have been benched for the next 3 games, too.
Yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some.
You would have been like Jameis Winston, is that what you're saying?
I mean, everybody loves Jameis Winston. I don't know if you heard the locker room there in the States, but they love him, so.
As a Florida State fan, I've had to sit through all of that nonsense.
Funny guy.
So what? I was trying to get him a touchdown. They still have to stop us. The reverse layup, no good from Daryl Cooper, and that'll put a pin in this ball game. Ohio Northern stops a massive losing streak to Capital with an 88-81 win. And remember, they trailed 39-34 at the break. We will take a break and come back. The First National Bank scoreboard, 88-81 Ohio Northern, now 4-4 here on the year in OAC play. Back after this on NK.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Back here inside Camp Bullet Court as we finish things up here in Ada. 88-81, Ohio Northern with the victory over Capital Bears. Now improved to 9-6 all of the year. Keep that winning streak rolling. With this big win, Capital sees their season go to 9-6. Now 3-5 in the OAC. Bears go to 4-4. Home for Muskingum on Wednesday night for Capital. At Audubon next Saturday. Home for Wilmington on the 24th, and at Alton Wallace on the 27th for Capital. At Wilmington on Wednesday night, home against John Carroll on the 20th. By the way, they're very good. At Audubon on the 24th, at Mount Union on the 27th, home for Heidelberg on the 31st. These two teams will meet again at the Capitol Center on February the 10th. But Northern stops a 7-game losing streak in this series, and more importantly, a 10-point loss here a year ago had to have probably hung heavy on their mind.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you know, coming off a loss, especially to a team like this, you're just looking for revenge the entire season. You know, next time you play them, you want every time you want to make sure that they don't come away with a win. And Ohio Northern extends their win streak to 6 now. And again, like you said, they'll play again later on this year in Columbus. So Ohio Northern now has that edge. They know they can win. They have won against Capital here. But like you said, they've got a tough OAC schedule ahead. Everyone does. I mean, the OAC is a tough conference, but it's nice to have that 4-4, that even record in the OAC, kind of putting them ahead of Capital and Audubon right now.
Capital goes 34 of 62 shooting the basketball. 5 of 15 from 3. You see the Grand Lake Health System's final stats. 8 of 10 from the line. They are led with 4 different scores in double figures. 10 each from Dom Ogerly and McCain Finkenbein. 13 from Alan Syke. And 17 from Baden Forup. He ends up with 9 rebounds, by the way, of his team's 30. As you see, 30-24 advantage for the Comets in that department. 5 guys. Is that famous? That double figure restaurant. For Ohio Northern, led by Carter Reese with 20. Blake Michael with 17. 14 from Will Miller, 10 from Tannen Jacoby, 10 Johnny Cunningham. Bears go 32 of 53 from the field, 6 of 14 from 3, which, if you look at it, they go 3 for 3 in the second half because they started horribly at 3 of 11. End of 18 of 24 from the line. Second chance points, 21 to 6 Capital, 50 to 46. A lot of this game played in the paint, and a lot of that to do with the fact that neither one of those teams could really establish themselves outside. But if you look at the big number for me, 21 turnovers for Capital into 34 unowned points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those turnovers, every coach knows, anybody who watches sports knows, those turnovers are costly, and especially if the opposing team can then turn those into not only points, but quick points, right after another, really kind of just bearing down on that defense and tiring them down. So, thanks, I appreciate it.
Unintended.
Unintended, yes, sir. But, yeah, like you said, turnovers for Capital, definitely what kind of cost them the game today.
Big thanks to the First National Bank and Keyhole Pizza, along with Precision Strip and Winners Quality Meats. Grand Lake Health Systems and NK Telco for bringing you this ball game for our cameraman and Chip Miller, Mark Bissell, and Paul Downing, director and the hardest working man in the business, and Austin Emergy. For David Mansell, Mike Kurt, have a great night, and any tomorrow for all of us here at NK Telco Sports.